All right, good morning. For the record, it is February 24th, 2022. This is our weekly business development advisor training. And today we have for the first time for our training, we have Bo blowing on. He is our 3-mark contact for all things annuities. He has done an absolutely amazing job since he's come on board to 3-mark, and we've been super excited and super stoked to have him and be able to leverage his experience and knowledge. And I know he's helped everyone in the annuity world increase their premium. And so I wanted to have a time to bring him on. And a couple of things that we'll go over is Bo's going to go over a few things within the annuity world in general. But one thing specifically is going over Annuity Rate Watch. It is a phenomenal tool. I don't know if everybody is aware of it. Well, and let me ask, I know Jake is, but Jeffrey probably is as well. Good morning, Jeff, by the way.
Good morning.
Who here is familiar with Annuity Rate Watch or have actually used it? Great. So most of us here. That's good. We're going to go through a review. This is for everyone that's on the recording. This will be helpful for everyone to see as well, because this is something that you are going to want to know about and how to implement and help other agents that get contracted with us be able to get access to this tool as well. But without any further ado, I mean, this is, as always, this is a kind of open forum conversation. Bo's going to go through some things, but if anybody has any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to interrupt. This is designed to help you understand the resources and tools that we have access to. And then, like I said, Bo's going to go through like probably 10-15 minutes Annuity Rate Watch. We'll see if there's any questions and things like that. But then after that, we'll have a little bit more open discussion about annuities in general and some of the things that are happening, especially within the income world. So Bo, without any further ado, the floor is yours, and thank you for spending the time.
Oh, thank you. I'll first check off. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
should have 3-mark. All right, great.
Your screen.
All right, I'll start you off from here. At any time, just yell out if you got a question. I'm not pre-planned. I'm just gonna kind of walk you through ad hoc how I use it, and just kind of we can make it go as we go along. So to get to Annuity Rate Watch, if you haven't been there, starting off from the 3-mark website, once you log into the 3-mark website, if you go to Products and Solutions and then click on the Annuities tab, it should bring you up to the Annuities page. One thing I had added, just as a quick glance, so you don't have to go into Annuity Rate Watch if you just want some basic information, is down here, this is a little dashboard that shows the top MIGA rates for 2 through 10 years. There's a little more detail to it if you want an inside Annuity Rate Watch, but this is showing who has the top MIGA rates as far as 2, 3, 4, through 10 years. One thing it doesn't show is like this ocean view. That's for 80,000 premium plus. There's a different rate for 20,000 plus, but give you an idea if you're just trying to get a quick hit. You don't have to really log into anything to get there. For more details or to get to actually Annuity Rate Watch, there's this second link here. If you click on that, it'll say click to continue. The first time you probably go through this, you're probably going to have to give some information to Annuity Rate Watch. They want like your cell phone number and your email address so they can establish a 2-factor authentication. Once that's done, then it'll be single sign-on. Once you sign on the 3-mark website, you can click and you'll go through there and then land at Annuity Rate Watch. So this is the basic layout of the home page. Again, it's got the top MIGA product. It's the same dashboard that I imported into the 3Mark website. Other things to note on this first page are upcoming rate changes. It'll tell you what, I try to send them out as I get them, but I try not to send out too many emails in a day. And so I like to send one out. If I get one, I'll send one in the morning, one in midday, and one at the end of the day, because I know you guys like me get a ton of emails, and if I start emailing you a bunch of spam, then you're just going to start deleting all my emails. So I try to be a little generous with the emails. But you can see here, like February 28th, AIG and Great American are having rate changes. If you click on the plus button, it shows you the direction of the rate changes, kind of what they're going to. So that's just the basics of the first page. I'll kind of start with the MIGA products just because it's pretty simple. Here, like I said, we have the kind of overview. If you click on this MIGA link and then go to MIGA product list, it'll bring up all the products, which it's a ton of them. When I'm working with somebody that says, hey, I've got a client, one of the things I start with, get rid of the California, the Florida rates, unless you're working in California or Florida, by choosing a state. So for you guys, I'll choose Illinois. Then you can put in the premium. That way it'll knock out those that have the minimum premiums of 80 to 100,000. It just helps you dial it down. So let's just say 80,000. And then the age here, because you want to make sure that obviously that the product can fit that client. Most, unless you're dealing with somebody super old or super young, this will work. I was challenged my first week here. One of our old affiliates called me up and goes, I got a 93-year-old. Can you find something? And I did.
Really,
we had
for
about
a
a week.
93-year-old?
It wasn't good, but we found something.
I just had an 89-year-old, and I know there's a few things for that. I didn't know there was something for a 93-year-old. But
yeah, it was 93. It was his mom, and she just wanted to keep it growing. So I was like, all right, but he didn't tell me she was turning 93, and she was going to age out in a month. So we had to hustle that one.
Yeah.
So you could put in age. I'll just make it a 61-year-old. We'll just average this age, and then kind of if you want to. They're looking for a 3-year or a 5-year. You can put that rate guarantee in here and really narrow it down. So I'll just do a 5-year. And then once you hit search, then it takes it from that big list down to a more manageable list like 26. It'll always put the top one on the top here, which is your Americo, which right now has 305 for a 5-year. Generally, I know Ocean View, we picked them up because they have really good MIGA rates, but their rates are good at 80,000 plus. Once you get under 80,000, they kind of drop off a little bit. There's others up here that have better rates. But if you want to look at, we'll just look at Americo. If you want to get the details of the product, you just click on the product name. It'll pull up all the information about it. Rate guarantee 305 for 5 years. Max owner annuitant ages, initial premiums, max premiums, surrender charges. They allow free with 10% free the first year. How many days you have to wait if you want to withdraw interest only. Kind of gives you all the information there. If they have any riders, it'll be on here, any state specific. And then you can actually kind of look at the rate history, but this is basically their rate history over the last 2 years. It's on new money. This is their new money rate history, not their renewal rate history. But that's what's on the MIGA page. You can sort. You can. I always just kind of look at this. That's why I said we'll start with MIGAs first. They're what they are.
Does anyone have any questions on the MIGA page? It's a rather simplistic and straightforward. But this will be if anybody's looking for any MIGA rates, that looking for 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever year it is, this is the easiest place to get that information if you want to pull it. This is also the easiest place for them to pull it themselves. So this is something that you can show them how to get access to, so that they can pull that up and they don't have to wait on you to get that information. The last thing I'll say about this is, just as Bo did on the website for MIGAs, is this is also a great place to, you can print that list basically, and save it as a PDF. And this is a great marketing tool then to send out to any annuity agents, just to show them, hey, wanted to get you the rates that, the most recent rates on MIGAs right now. This is what it's looking like for the carriers that we have access to. And all those touches help them. I mean, I know I won't name names because most of the people here will know them, but I did enjoy, Bo, that when you add an ocean view, one of the agents we work with within 5 minutes was already calling Bo and saying, hey, I have a client I need to put in for ocean view. I just saw it in the system. Like literally Bo put it in and 5 minutes later he's calling. So,
yeah, I turned it on and he called. It was like, really?
So, and what I'm blanking on that. Was it 120 or 200 or something like that? I forgot how much it was that he submitted.
Yeah, it's like 120, I think. But
yeah,
and
but
it's
so,
not. He normally doesn't do MIGAs, and so he's like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but let's go with this.
So that's a great example, though, of information got put out. Someone leveraged that information. They wrote a case from it. People get paid. So that's exciting. But yeah, that's how you would make a page.
Let me jump in real quick, Nathan. And this works on all the other ones. Talk about printing out things. You can choose. Let's just pick these. Oh, and here's look. See the standard, Nathan. Here's the 93 one. Standard
there you go.
93. There you go. You can see the max issue ages here too. So, but if you just click on these little boxes, it puts them in your product collection, and then you can basically make a report that will simplify it, make a nice little PDF for them.
Nice. That's perfect. Yeah, use that tool. That is a great tool to use for sending out some marketing material and getting people aware of what's going on with rates, and get them thinking about clients that they have, like PNC agents, for example. We work with a bunch of them. Sending out rate thing and just give them a little tip saying, asking a question: do you have you or your agents asked your clients if they've got any money sitting there at 0% interest, basically? And then say, well, we got nice MIGA options that will give them a nice bump in their interest that they're earning. So it's super simple, easy sale to make.
So one other thing I'll just hit on, since this one's up here, it's the top product, is Americo. I know a lot of people want to see illustrations. Americo is probably one of the companies that does not run illustrations on their MIGA. Not that you need an illustration on a MIGA, because your bank doesn't give you an illustration when you go buy their CD for 1 to 3 years. So they've got a good rate, but that's kind of their downfall. If you're using an illustration to sell it, they don't have one. So
I suppose to address that too real quick, then if they, well, I'm sure I'm stealing your thunder, so I'll let you go through what you're gonna go through with Annuity Rate Watch.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say with running an illustration, like how would they be able to do? I know not all of them do that within the system, but how would they go about doing that if they wanted like a MIGA illustration?
Okay. Yeah. If you want a MIGA illustration, you can just send me the details. I'll get it for you, or because a lot of these you have to go on the actual website if you're not contracted with them. Makes it somewhat difficult. I can just go in there. I have a list of all the carriers' websites, and so I just have them here on my desktop all the time. So
Yeah.
I just run through them and run the ones I need to run. So I'll skip fixed products right now because honestly, there are not a whole lot of people doing anything fixed. If you're going to do, you're either doing MIGA or you're doing index. So I will, I'll jump over to index and I'll show you a trick. One of the downfalls of the Annuity Rate Watch. As you see, I have no products found in fixed index, right? Whenever you're switching between things, remember to clear your search because it's looking for a rate guarantee for 5 years. If I clear my search, that's just one little tip because I can get crazy. So this is our fixed index annuity offering. There's 191 of them, which, depending on what you're looking for, we can dial it down again. Illinois, 100,000, let's say a 55-year-old. So we'll just take it from 141 to 110. One of the things, and they go all the way out to the 16-year products, the old American Equity, still out there. Nobody really wants to do a 16-year product, but this kind of shows all the different products. I tend to say 10 years or less. This particular product has, if they have a premium bonus, kind of what I use on this. This is their annual point-to-point, but that's only on the S&P. That's one of the downsides of Annuity Rate Watches. They only really show you on their main screen their annual point-to-point with a cap. For the S&P 500 on this screen, I can show you where to get to others. But here's another, on the far right side, you have your surrender charge years and your guarantee lifetime withdrawal benefit, so your income riders. So if you see here, there's required, there's optional. So looking for an accumulation product, they just want growth. They're not looking for income right now. You don't want one of those that's required because generally it's not gonna grow as well. Those products are built more for income. But here's another little thing, and I'll just point this out to you. Since we added Ocean View for the MIGA rates, when that producer called me and he goes, "Hey, do we have their index products too?" Because look at that cap on their S&P. So they got a 5% cap on the S&P 500 on their index product, which is one of the higher caps out there right now on just the straight S&P. But like I said, if you want to get to the guts of the product, you can go here to this, click on the product name. It tells you all about it. Tells you the interest crediting options. Again, like issue ages available, minimum premium, max premium, where it's approved, where it's not, a surrender charge schedule, if there's any withdrawals in the first year, or what the free withdrawal kind of rules are. And then you can go here to the rates, and each one of them will have what the rates are. So it doesn't show it on the main screen. All it shows is the S&P 500, but that screen will be so big with all the different indices that every carrier uses now. But so yeah, this one has a 5% cap on the S&P 500 for the simplicity play.
That makes sense.
And once again, if you go to riders, this one doesn't have any income riders. Go look at we'll look at one other thing I can show you too is, you know, we sorted by state, premium, age. If you're just looking for a specific carrier, you can go here to company and you can just pick the company. So let's just look at a theme just for friends. So then it just pulls up all the Athene products. Like this Agility 10, you have to choose a rider for the Agility 10.
Yeah.
But you get into here, it kind of tells you about their riders. They have the income and death benefit rider. I kind of pulled this one up because right now the bonus on that income account is 30%. And it tells you the roll-up rate. So it's 175% of interest earned each year, and then they can start income after 10 years. Kind of all that details in there. So any questions on that piece?
Yeah, so that example, like with the 30% bonus, is there something with a description of how that works that's within in here? Or is there? Go ahead.
Not in Annuity Rate Watch, it would be in the product guide. But basically that, and I was gonna, like right now there's a bonus war going on within the index world. American Equity kind of started off about a month ago, putting a 25% bonus on their estate shield, which that bonus, it goes directly to the income account value. Then Athene came out with one on their 7 and 10 year that bonuses it up to 30%. Then yesterday, Allianz came out on 2/22, or 2 days ago, sorry, on 2/22/22. They came out on their 2/22, and they have a 35% bonus on their income account. So with Allianz, there's some, they have what they call their preferred contracting. They won't take just any agent. You have to either be a registered rep, Series 6 or 63, or have $500,000 in annuity production in the last year. So if they won't qualify for that 35% to get to the Allianz, you can always pivot to Athene with their 7 or 10 year, which is both work.
And Jeff, to just what you're saying, if you want, so if you go to the GLWB riders on the right hand side and click on the must choose, there's some details that pull up from that link on there, and then you can of course click on the actual product, the link there, and that will also pull up at least some more details. It's not as detailed as the actual product guide, but you can go into and go under riders and see a little bit about 30 initial, 0% plus 1.75 multiplier, 10-year waiting period. There's no fee to it. That's you can at least get some of those basic details.
And can the product guide be found off of Annuity Watch?
I can send it to you.
Okay.
And this is where, like, and I'm gonna not to take away anything from Annuity Rate Watch. There's some great things to do with it. That's why I want to do training on this. But the other tool that you guys are all aware of is also Annuity Genius.
That will have the updated brochures and details and things like that that you can pull straight from there, just from the free version. So if you do need something like that and you guys don't have a login to, Athene, that's a good place to find the client facing information and brochure that'll have some of the details.
And or you can always call me too. I don't mind.
Yes, or you can bug Bo, or bug. We have our Athene rep too. You can always call the sales desk. There's plenty ways to be able to get access to it, but I know we're always looking for the path of least resistance and the quickest path to get that information. So there's a few different routes.
And for those that don't have access to Annuity Genius yet, can you email how we do that, or?
Yeah, it's in band too, but I'll post in the band group the link to Annuity's Genius, and to get access to it. Again, it's free to be able to get log into, and it's like Annuity Rate Watch in a lot of ways, but there's some other information. Annuity Rate Watch is better in some ways, and then Annuity Genius is better in some ways. So I'll send a link out to everyone in band after we're done.
Yeah, Annuity Genius will almost put together the presentation for you.
Yes, yeah. We won't get into that side. On the free version, you get access to the database. You get the paid version, then it's a full presentation for the agents to use. Great tool for them, other than using just an illustration. But if we're looking for information to give them that information and be their resource, between the two of those tools, and you can pretty much get access to anything without having a login to the carriers and things like that. But
What's the specific use for Annuity Watch, besides the information, is we know who we have access to through the free market, whereas Annuity Genius is giving us just a general menu.
Yeah, it's giving you a general menu. You can narrow the search down. Like I said, we'll do another thing on Annuity Genius another time, because that would take its own time by itself. But yes, good tool. I'll post it the group so you guys can access to it. But this is something that, especially within resources, this is a big deal for agents and agencies to get access to, because literally, if you wanted to get a subscription to Annuity Rate Watch just by yourself as an agent, it's about $70 to $100 a month, plus you have to pay per illustration that you put together. So this is this is something that actually has direct cost associated with it. That is a value proposition for agents to use. But any other questions on the fixed index side, or just running these before going to SPIAs and real quick, and then also running illustrations? Does anybody have any questions? So everyone knows how to use this. Bo is going to give a test after this.
So here's the SPIA products. SPIA products are what they are. I don't really use the SPIA products on the Annuity Rate Watch, just because I also have access to CanX, which with CanX I can enter the information in one time and run all the different carriers. It's a separate website. And then for illustrations, you can kind of run illustrations in here. It'll give you a basic you can pick 3 different products. So let's say pick, and see, the one thing with this is it kind of got to pick, wanna, it'll put it all in every different index. I don't know how you prefer to run illustrations. If you just choose, 4, 1, 3, this runs everything. I'll take some of these out. So
Yeah, you guys can, if you want to see all of the stuff, you can leave it on there. If you want to, if you know the indices that you kind of want to pick, but yeah, it's gonna check mark every single box no matter what.
yeah, right. I'm gonna skip some of these, especially with the fees. And once you hit the update changes, doesn't allow any flexible premium. I'm not gonna take any withdrawals on it.
And this is gonna run it's a more simplistic illustration. It's not the full illustration from the site. But if
It
you
kind of just runs based on the current cap rates. Here's what it looks like.
yeah. But this would be the first place that you all can go to take a look at and run a basic illustration for an agent that's looking for that information.
So it shows the 10 I picked. Here's the allocation. It shows the beginning value, the ending value, the annualized return over the 10-year period. That's for the best performing. And then here's the actual illustration. Put in $100,000 in 10 years. That accumulation value grew to 156. So it's a real basic illustration. This is the guaranteed elements. This is the non-guaranteed, obviously the hypothetical. Then it kind of shows you the lowest 10 years, highest 10 years, and current 10 years. And then it breaks it out by each individual account, which we're going to lot because I picked 10 of them. That's just a basic standard,
if there are
verbiage.
if there are any riders or things like that, it usually has those. Yeah, right here.
Right.
So for example, this one has the nursing home rider.
Right.
The top left, the nursing home waiver. So, like I said, not the full illustration, but this is what you can get out to people really quickly. Like if they're running, asking for quotes, and you don't have to call the carrier to get it. You don't have to ask for full illustration. You don't have to email Bo and wait for him to get back to you. This is a useful tool to be able to do that, and has most of the information that the agents are going to be looking for. Now, not all of the carriers, you can't, like, you'll notice that if you try to run certain ones, and I don't know which ones they are off the top of my head, but not every carrier allows you to run the illustration within the site, within the annuity rate watch. There's of course no perfect system out there because, we're in insurance. No one can figure out their stuff together. But just be aware of that. If there's something that doesn't show up, then that's where you call the carrier, or you can email Bo, and we can fill in those gaps basically. Any questions on annuity rate watch? Nobody, everyone's good. So if I asked you to run a fixed index annuity rate to find out the best bonus product out there in annuity rate watch and run an illustration for it, everyone can do that. Jeff is shaking his head.
Yeah, I mean, for the functions that Bo has picked out, initially. I'm probably going to fumble through it, but yeah, the explanation was pretty clear as far as how to filter what you're looking for. And if I do run into a problem, I have Bo's phone number.
Yes.
And Bo has been, and I do say Bo has been phenomenal in both informed and in his promptness in getting back to one. So, and you can send me the check. I'll give you my address, Bo.
All right.
No.
I agree with Jeff, except for that last part about the check. So
I do ask, would you recommend if we do have a SPIA need to send you the information, because that website you have access to will pretty much give us who would be the most advantageous?
Yes. Yeah, just send me and basically I could run through like a quick example on that. So, so it'll do.
Did everyone get that password?
We don't, can you do that again, Bo? We don't have access though to this website, I presume.
Not to this one.
That's fine.
Yeah, SPIAs, get all the information for them and then send an email over to Bo. He'll do the comparisons because CanX will be able to do that a lot better than we'll be able to. And he'll run the comparisons and see which one's going to be the best rate.
Yeah, for example, I'm just going to do whatever. I don't know what age this is because it's altered or whatever, but you can always change that. And this is like a single life with a 10-year certain, or if you want to see a 20-year certain or whatever, I can change it. Basically, what this looks like is I put in the information in for guy have monthly income starting in a month on $100,000 of 468. So it gives me all the carriers here at once. And generally what I'll do is I'll just run this spreadsheet and send it to you. If you say, hey, I really like, Nationwide, or I really want Lincoln, basically I can't do this once it's in a PDF, but I can always go back and grab it from here. But if I click on this link, give it a second to think, and it actually gives me the Lincoln SPIA quote.
Nice. So yeah, so that's running SPIAs on that end. Just shoot Bo the information, and we can run that through here.
Yeah, I can get them for you. I mean, it's got all the carriers and with their actual quotes in less than 5 minutes. So.
Any other questions?
I would imagine it goes without saying that that's in real time. They do updates.
Yes. Yes, because you see, they have a guarantee here. That's good till March 10th. It'll tell you, and then it'll actually tell you any details about, AIG, additional features available about commutation. It kind of gives you a little, say like this Lincoln quote, it's only good till March 10th. It gives you their real time.
Yeah. So that covers most areas. So we got MIGAs, fixed index annuities, SPIAs, and within fixed index annuities, we can find the income annuities, we can find the accumulation annuities. That'll be a great tool to be able to use on that end. Again, for not only yourself, but teaching agents to be able to log into this themselves and see the information. Again, and just expressing the value of them. This is in of itself a reason for people to work with us. No joke. Because Annuity Rate Watch is it's considered a great tool out there. A lot of annuity producers, almost every annuity producer is going to know about it. and there is direct cost to it if anybody were to get it outside of us. So get them contracted with us, get them on here. This has value in it. Anything else? Jake, Jody, any questions on Annuity Rate Watch or Bo? Anything else that, any secrets?
Not really with Annuity Rate Watch. If this is, I don't know, if you have a client that is looking for the most guaranteed income when you come to your index products, you're like, you have either growth or you have the income. If they're looking for income, kind of give me the basic information. I can find you the person that's going to give them the best income. All these income riders are a little different because of the roll-up rates, the charges, the payout factors. I actually have a tool here that somebody lets me borrow. They actually pay for it. That I can put in the client's name, or not name, but the client's age, the amount, when they want to start income, and it gives me every income rider out there based on the guarantees, which one's the best. The bad part is it gives me every single carrier. I have to go through and say, okay, don't have that one, don't have that one. But some of the things, looking at it, because there's so much, every income rider is almost an algebra problem if you try to match apples to apples. So I use that to kind of get started, and it'll show you the best guaranteed income for that particular client. And a little secret is if they're want single life income within 2 to 6 years, the best that's generally always going to be National Western.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing they're good at.
I have noticed that actually. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Just annuities in general while we have Bo outside of Annuity Rate Watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you get involved with this, but as far as suitability, do you find any distinction as far as how can I phrase this? What will pass as far as ratio to assets, income, or I guess I'm asking, do you know of companies what they're looking for in suitability? Is there a difference? Do you know?
I think they're looking for not more than 60% of liquid assets. There's sometimes certain situations where you can explain, here's the deal, and it'll get through suitability, but most of the time they're looking for not more than 60% of their assets.
Okay.
I would agree with that. That's a good rule of thumb. Outside of that, I mean, another day, but I know there's been some regulations and stuff like that have come down with fixed index annuities and things like that in series licenses, like California, for example. Now I believe they're applying the BICE rules, where you have to have a separate document signed on that end. Any other information you have on that, Bo?
No, most of the carriers are making those rules to fit that, and I forget what the actual the fiduciary responsibility.
Yeah.
Most carriers have a form that you can fill out. It's not required to turn in, but it's more for cover yourself. That says, hey, I'm getting paid on this product. I was actually I went to a luncheon the other day with American Equity, and they said you can use theirs if you want to make your own. But for the commissions piece, they don't pigeonhole you saying what the actual commission is. They put it, I would be paid between 1% and 7%. So what you get paid, they kind of blanketed it that way. So it's not, hey, you're making X amount of dollars. It's, I'm getting in between this.
Gotcha.
That and a lot of people are getting caught right now with the best interest training.
Yes.
Part of the rule, if you're coming to me, and I'll send you the training documents for the product specific, and you should have your annuity training with the state done. But some states are starting to now adopt what they call a best interest training, which is, I think, a 4-hour course that you have to have completed. I know Texas, it went into effect the 1st of 2022, 1/1/2022, and a lot of our existing producers, they were like just writing apps left and right like they normally did, and then they all got caught like, well, you need to go do this training. Well, what do you mean? I was like, you didn't see every single carrier has been blasting out, go get this training done if you're in one of these states. But basically, you just take the quick training and then re-sign and redate the app.
Yeah. And I'll share my screen real quick. I'll take over.
I saw you chat.
What was that?
I saw you just sent out the link in the chat.
Yeah. So if you're looking at, Kaplan put out something that has the states right now. Like Illinois is not one of those states, but Alabama is in Arkansas, Delaware, Idaho, Texas, Michigan, Mississippi. These are all states that have applied that NAIC requirement. There's a few that are proposing it, and these are the states the courses are released in, and courses are pending. So, I mean, that's a little less than half right now, but just something to be aware of if you're working with agents in that area. Again, some people are not familiar with that and what they're doing. So just understand that they have to take care of those requirements to even sell the policy beforehand. And that they have to have that documentation basically because the carrier requirement, but it's usually built within the applications as well. So just be aware of that. And there's not a major change that's happening right now. But we want to keep a pulse on all that stuff because the more that we know, the more we can help the agents that we work with.
Do you have that in band, Nathan?
I just posted it on the chat. I'll post this in band, the link in band too.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So, and just one quick clarification, it's probably not going to happen often, but you made reference to the Allianz.
Yes.
That portfolio is a fixed annuity.
Yes. Yeah.
But what you're saying is if we come across somebody that's interested in writing that, they either had 500K minimum in volume or be securities licensed, and that 500K then is waived. You don't have to have both.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one or the other. There's,
Okay.
I think I have a sheet. I'll post it in band, the document that actually goes through. You have to have one of it's 3 or 4 things to get the Allianz preferred contract. So it is because that 35% bonus, they're 222 and their most popular products on anything on the annuity chassis. You can't get access unless you get the preferred contract.
Okay.
So I will make a note of that too.
And it looks like you're in a different setting.
Me?
Yes.
This is our new office.
New office.
Yeah, out in St. Charles.
Oh.
Uh-huh. This is just in we finished the glass a couple weeks ago, so I finally have an opportunity to show off the back. It looks nice. All right, so I will get that out. I'll find the Allianz preferred contract requirements. I'll post this the Kaplan article, and then I'll also post the Annuity Genius site as well. But any other questions that anybody has for Bo?
Hey, let me throw something out to you. Sales idea wise, and it'll work with the Allianz. It'll also work with the Athene. For those that can't get to the Allianz, the Athene's an easier reach. But if you have clients, especially those, if you have, not strictly annuity producers, but life insurance producers, who have that case that just keeps getting declined and somebody's just looking for a death benefit, you can use the Allianz product or the Athene because that bonus goes to that income value, the death benefits based on that income value, while taking over 5 years. But it'll allow them, so if somebody's just like, I'm just trying to create a death benefit for my heirs, it's a separate play. But since there's no underwriting involved, use that. Granted, you have to take it over 5 years, but since an annuity death benefit, unlike a life insurance death benefit, is taxable, I would rather stretch a big tax hit over 5 years than take it all at once.
Yeah. Did everyone follow that?
Absolutely. Could you send me some literature on that, Bo? We have somebody right now that fits that to a T.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
That it's a way to reach out to people that aren't normally annuity producers that, hey, you're solving a problem for them, and you're getting them to hey, come to the dark side.
Yeah, and those bonuses, I mean, even I think I forgot what the minimums are. I think it's like 20 or 30, 20,000 or something like that at least. But
Yeah.
I mean, easy math. If you take $100,000, that's $135,000 day one. So that is almost, it's the kind of same value proposition from a life insurance perspective, is minus, it's not 100%, it's not tax free.
No,
And they have to take it over a 5-year period of time, but it is a great option that most life producers are not even thinking of. So that's a great sales concept and idea. Yeah, Bo, if you can include me in that email, because I'll post whatever Bo sends in band as well.
Yep.
Any other questions since we have Bo here?
no, I just want to say a quick hi, Jody.
That sounds good. Well, I mean, again, use Bo as a resource. He has been phenomenal. We really appreciate, Bo, sincerely, we appreciate everything that you're doing in the annuity space and all the information that you send out. So leverage Bo. Let's get some more annuity production.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. Oh, and just so that everyone knows too, Bo is going to come back in 2 weeks, and the next agent facing event, I'll post it on LinkedIn, and I just posted in band yesterday. We're going to have Bo go through a little bit about Annuity Genius and stuff like that from an agent perspective as well. So that's going to be our next agent facing webinar in 2 weeks, 13 days. So that'll be nice to have Bo on to talk about that aspect. So that'll be a good, any of your annuity producers, any of your life PNC people that think they want to do more annuities, that'd be a good webinar to bring them on to talk about, agent resources for annuities is the title of the webinar. But with that said, everyone have a phenomenal rest of the day. Happy selling, and let's go help some people.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you later, everyone.
All right.
Have a good rest of your day.
All right, bye-bye.